We're live.
Hello, D&D fans. Welcome to episode 11 of Holy Rollerz Descent into Avernus. Holy Rollerz is a 9-person stream with 2 parties switching off every week, the Chainbreakers and Sword Hunters. Let's introduce our Chainbreakers cast for tonight, starting with Ben.
Hey guys, I'm Ben. I play Morokon. He's the cleric monk of Hamina. She's the goddess of the sun, the moon, the stars, and travelers on the high seas and the roads and the skies and,
and guidance.
Stuff and things.
All kinds of guidance.
We could all use some guidance.
Yeah. Jeffrey, you're up.
I am Gizik, or I'm Jeff. I play Gizik. I follow Sigrun, the wise guide of souls in the afterlife. She lets them help her out a little bit, do a little bit of work, and then increases her own power and has a great time.
Yes, she does. I am Matthew, also known as Sage of Sorcery, and I play Sister Fadaver, the paladin nun of Bestera, the goddess of healing and protection. She has a black belt in self-righteous.
I am Scarlet Moth, and I play Aelin, the tiefling warlock cleric of Fauna, and maybe of Malconthet. Was that how you pronounce it?
Malconthet, whatever.
Okay. Who knows? She's made bad life choices. Or good life choices. They're choices, and she'll live with them. Hopefully.
Hello, I'm playing Lavender, and in terms of bad life choices, welcome to my character. I'm a paladin of Vahara, probably, maybe, at the moment. And Vahara is the goddess of light.
And her name is Lulu.
Oh, my name is, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm Ryan. I'm your DM for the evening. Let's start with a little recap. Last time on our Chainbreakers stream, we caught up with Aelin, who ran into her father, Malconthet, the demon lord and queen of succubi. She agreed to a pact with Malconthet because who says no to a demon lord, and was given a pair of wings and a whip crafted from Malconthet's own tail. She caught up with the rest of the group in the cemetery chapel near the High Hall, and there they fought a group of heavy-hitting demons, semi-teaming up with an undead priest, Gideon Lightward, and a chain devil. The priest and the devil mentioned that armored knights had come through and gone upstairs to an ossuary. Realizing that he had no interest in helping or hindering, the party was headed up the stairs. Anything you guys want to do before you head up the stairs?
Why are we heading up the stairs? Sorry.
That's where the knights went. So we assume that that's where older Raven Guard is gone.
Okay.
Yeah, Morokon's gonna put his hand on his holy symbol and send up a little prayer to Hamina. Just Our Lady of Lights. We are kind of listless and wandering. We need some guidance to find this duke, or better, this helmet. Will this undead abomination be of any help in following, in helping us find any of these things? That's it. Amen.
Welcome back, Aelin.
I presume that
So,
you
are you
missed
going to be
me.
the undead to help us?
Come now. My heart is still warm and beating, unlike yours, my dear. I mean that in the tenderest of terms, and that I missed you dearly.
Right, well, I didn't miss you at all, so...
Oh, I know.
Are they stopping on the stairs? Like, to do this to each other?
She's like, well, I didn't miss you.
Please do, as we travel, catch me up on what exactly I missed. I am eager to find out how you all fared without me.
I'd say we probably
go ahead.
fared all right.
Fine.
You didn't miss a whole lot.
I will take some news from someone perhaps more observant.
Oh.
Anybody?
No, I think we all saw the same things. Nothing
Sister?
much, really.
Sister Fadaver is like
Uh.
trying. Sister Fadaver is trying to surreptitiously move toward the undead priest. Is he still writing at his desk?
Yes, but are you staying in the room or going up the stairs?
No, she's actually heading towards the undead priest, and she
Okay.
is trying to stealthily draw her greatsword. Which
Well,
is
How do you
probably-
stealthily do that?
Well, I don't know, but
I'm
she's
scratching
trying
my
to
back.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the chain devil's still standing right there,
Uh-huh.
and he's watching you like with an amused look on his face.
She pretends like she's polishing her greatsword. And Aelin, since you just looked back and said sister, you can see she looks like she's about to charge the priest unless one of you stops her.
I can stop her.
Okay, well, what are you gonna do?
Might be a plan. Aelin,
Uh,
make yourself useful again.
I'm always useful. She'll subtly, but she's not trying to hide herself, but just trying to be not the most obvious. Just waltzes up to Sister Fadaver.
Okay. So you waltz up to her and she slams her greatsword back into the sheath, like really loud. Like I imagine it probably like in my head canon, it rings in the rafters. She's like, slam, pong, and she's like, hi. Hello.
I believe that you, and she'll link arms with her.
Okay.
I believe you had some. You have to catch me up on all that happened without me.
Oh,
I know. It's only been a few hours, but still, that's a long time for me to be gone, and for you to all get yourselves into mortal peril and trouble and strife.
Okay. Aelin, she looks at you and then she looks at the priest and then she looks back at you and she looks at the priest and she makes this pained face and she goes,
If you kill him now, then you'll possibly bring down this devil fellow on all of us, and also our goal may not be yet achieved.
okay, she leans over to you and whispers probably a little too loudly. She's like, he's an evil vampire priest. We can't just leave an evil vampire priest here in this city. We're here to cleanse the city.
We don't know that he's evil.
Oh, look at him.
Well, look at me,
so we have to
sister.
clean everything all at once as we see it. That seems like a lot. We've passed a lot of devils that we haven't killed, sister.
And even if he is evil, that doesn't mean he's bad.
Look at Gizik.
Okay, even I might argue with that one.
what logic is that?
All right. Well, she allows Aelin to, if Aelin's tugging on her, she will allow Aelin to march her up the stairs. And then she starts giving Aelin a laundry list of all the mistakes that everyone made while she was gone.
Lavender leans over to Moroccan and really quietly says, if you mention the Holy Font, I will kill you. And keeps walking.
No,
Mostly
mostly.
have it.
Where did that holy font go, by the way?
Oh, and then she's like, and that. Well, oh, I caught Lavender and Moroccan were sleeping together. And she said, and it happened after they were huffing the holy font.
They were what now?
The holy font, they were sniffing it. And look what happened. Can she have an egg?
Dead, sorry.
I would like to retrieve my holy font, please, so that I might stop people from defiling its corpse.
Oh my god, were we huffing a corpse? No, that's too dark.
That doesn't. Doesn't seem quite like what we were doing.
And she
It
says,
was a relic.
Yeah.
Majorly out of context.
she says, well, I don't care what it was. They were sniffing it. And then
We were-
afterwards, things happened.
What?
No. We were investigating, and we were
I
tired.
bet you were.
From... No, sister, you are filthy for such a chaste sister. My goodness, I have never. And she looks at Morocco like, never would I have such thoughts cross my
Lavender,
mind.
please, you've become a fallen woman overnight.
If you're wondering if one thing led to another, I
No.
dozed off.
It did not.
I have no doubt about that, Moroccan dear.
Was it that bad? Sorry. All right, that Sister Fada did not say that. She did not. that came from, I don't know where that came from. Gizik probably said that.
Someone mentioned in passing deals with devils.
Oh, and Lavender made a deal with the devil. And anyway, she'll just keep going on about
Which
everything.
one? There are many devils.
That there are indeed so many devils. Sister, why don't you list them all for us? As we walk up the stairs, everyone, yes, we should learn these names, should we not?
Orocon's already halfway up the stairs.
Okay.
So
Lavender hurries up to follow him.
as you guys
Yeah.
come up there, so ossuaries are usually subterranean, but this one is a little different. At the top of the stairs, there's a large room of the funerary shelves, and they are placed almost artistically in glass-like boxes. Some light streams through windows in the vaulted ceiling, making the white bones appear to shine. It's as if someone's tried to make what would otherwise be kind of a macabre sort of setting into something that is artistic and beautiful. You can see that there are little benches throughout the room so that people could come and reflect. It's their version of an indoor cemetery. And there are corridors also lined with the bone-filled shelves to wind in 3 directions, but from the look of them, they curve around and will eventually connect to another common room. And as you step foot into the room, you hear a voice that is kind of off in the distance that says, "Turn back, mortals."
Nice to meet you too.
What, like Haunted Mansion style? Like,
Like someone with not a very scary voice is trying to make their voice sound deeper and scary.
It's like a halfling back there with a megaphone. Something like,
Lavender keeps walking into the room like she's like, oh, how scary. Okay. Why should we turn back? Oh, great one.
Baphomet will consume all. Turn back.
oh, for heaven's sakes. Can we make a knowledge check to see if we know who Baphomet is?
Of course,
What is it?
religion.
Really? Track.
That's a
Would
16.
would I have an even better idea of who it would be?
You'd probably have a roll with advantage.
16.
16.
I know nothing.
So just roll
I'm
twice.
more interested in the room than I am whatever this guy's saying.
27.
Okay.
If that's a
yeah,
religion check.
You know a lot of details. Sister Potiver and Lavender, you guys recognize the name as being like a demon lord, demon god associated with Knoll.
You mean
oh, no,
Minotaurs?
no. Minotaurs, yeah, that's in my head. I was seeing the Minotaurs, but I said no. Yeah,
Yeah.
associated with
I
Minotaurs.
say, damn, those gnolls, they level up, y'all.
Yeah, Sister Fadaver and Lavender made bad checks, so we're like, I think they like horses. I don't know, something. So we come up and he
Cows,
says
yeah.
Baphomet will consume you, and Sister Fadaver goes, I hope Baphomet's not here. Lavender will probably try to make a deal with him.
I don't make a deal with every devil I see. That was one devil. And
Demons.
to be fair,
Baphomet is
Morocco-
not a devil. He's a demon.
I don't care. She'll probably make a deal with them. And one deal with a demon leads to another one. Once you start, you can't stop.
You're right. You know what? I do want to deal with the demon. Get
Ho-
me out of here.
hold thy metaphorical horses, sister.
They're like Pringles.
Once you pop, you just can't stop.
But,
We'd like to thank Pringles. We're open for sponsors.
no, but
Although
it
we are
needs-
not sponsored by Pringles. Thank you.
It needs to be the off-brand Pringles where the slogan was "Once you pop." That's great.
Okay. There we go.
It's actually a real thing.
That's awesome. Once you pop, cool. That's great.
All right. So the voice, you continue on, and the voice says,
Wait, what-
"Doomed. You are doomed."
Well,
I
we
detect
are in
evil.
hell.
Yeah, you can you can all make a perception check.
I'm also going
Where
to
is this
detect
voice
evil.
coming from?
What do I know about Baphomet?
You know that
From
he
my roll.
is he's a demon lord, and he's something of a deity to the evil minotaurs. He's the embodiment of savagery and destruction. He has his own layer of the abyss, and just very destructive, kind of like the exact opposite of nobility and righteous combat. You know, like a god of battle. What you know about, you've heard about Torm since you've been here. He would kind of be the antithesis of Torm.
21.
14.
20.
14.
What check was this?
Perception.
However, I am detecting evil.
Yeah, faintly off in the distance, like kind of right at the edge of your range, you do detect evil.
Do I detect evil coming off of Aylin's new whip? Oh.
Define
Oh.
evil. Is
It's-
it?
So I imagine that detecting evil gives you some sort of sensation, almost like say you're tasting something and what's evil tastes really salty, so you
Mhm.
know it's evil. When you kind of turn your head toward Aylin's direction, it's almost like there's just a hint of salt. That meaning you do detect evil, but it's not as strong as like you would have from the devil downstairs.
So it's like one
downstairs.
Pringle, not like
Yeah,
a whole.
one Pringle. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So she just assumes that it's Aylin's bloodline, and she takes her minor action to feel bad for her, and keeps following.
Can I feel the pity emanating?
Well, you can make an insight check, I'm sure, against if you're noticing.
She does look back at you briefly and look at you with pity. If you'd like, you can make an insight check and try to read her pity.
18.
Well, that's much higher than my bluff, which was like 8. So she looks at you briefly with pity, and she's obviously detecting evil, because when she detects evil, she does it like this.
Oh, come now, sister.
Okay, and she looks back and she says, "What?" And she says, "There's something evil that way." And she draws her greatsword and charges.
Do you think that an evil person could be so depressed?
She charges the wall.
She charges in the
Charges
direction
forward.
of evil.
Okay, so the corridors rejoin in sort of a rubble-strewn vault, and you never seem to catch up with it. Your detect evil sort of whatever it is, it's moving to stay just on the edge of your sense.
I grab Lavender on the way, by the way. I grab Lavender and I'm dragging her towards the evil.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the corridors rejoin in a rubble-strewn vault that has 5 marble statues atop pedestals. 4 are so damaged as to be unrecognizable, but the 5th is a kneeling man. Still looks relatively intact, except that it's obvious that it was carved to wear a helmet or crown of some kind. but the helmet is missing.
Hmm.
There are very clear tracks of booted humanoids in the dust, along with another set of clawed tracks, and both sets lead further to a slightly ajar secret door.
Didn't we figure out that the Duke of Baldur's Gate was looking for Torm's helmet or something?
Yep.
And so there's an empty helmet holder up here.
Yep. And the tracks of both humanoids and clawed creatures go through a secret door.
Well, it
Okay.
ain't so secret anymore if it's open. Is it?
Well, it was
Okay.
secret.
All right, I go over and like peer through the doorway of the secret door.
All right, so right on the other side of it is a domed chamber. There's a shallow meditation pool that fills most of the room. There are beautiful frescoes along the walls that depict souls gaining blessings from different gods, except for the frescoes on one wall that have been twisted into abyssal forms surrounding a shimmering portal. There's black ichor that marks where demons have died, right like you can see it in the pool and on the floor around. And the pool is littered with the mutilated bodies of humans in uniform. So there was obviously a battle here, demons and these men. There is an armored man with a shield slung over his back, crouching among the bodies, who looks like he's having a fit. He is writhing in pain. His eyes are closed, and his hands clutch at a golden helmet on his head as if he were trying in vain to claw it off. And there are unintelligible words coming from his lips. Some of them are sounding, well, you catch bits and pieces of celestial, and then others are in abyssal. So it's kind of like back and forth, both in his own voice.
Can I detect reason on him to see if he's still functioning?
You can. So you step forward and reach out with your mind toward him, and at this moment, Morocon, you arrive in time to see this, and then darkness closes all around you, Morocon, until you seem to be standing in a spotlight with nothing but darkness beyond. And then you see a flash and are surrounded with brilliant, near blinding light. Standing in front of you is a woman in a shimmering robe, cinched to the waist. Her hair is pulled back with a circlet, but moving as if windblown. And she carries a magnificent torch. The torch is so incredible to your view that it almost draws your attention away from her. And you instantly know that you are seeing a manifestation of Nina herself. And without even realizing it, you are on your knees in awe.
I fall to my face and cower and bow.
Yeah. So her voice is warm. And when I say warm, I don't mean like friendly. I mean it fills you with warmth when she says it. But she says, "Bearer of light, how is it that you have not done more to guide this group? You know what you are to do. Where there is no light, true believers will shine like the light in the sky. You have been given the gift of seership, yet your group is tossed like a ship without a helm. Right the ship, Sunbearer."
How am I to right this ship?
He says,
Maybe stop huffing a Holyphant.
no, yeah, you do have an image of some of the bigger mistakes that have been made, and not all by you. It's just it's just
What kind of stuff
that
does he see exactly?
he sees at this point he sees the things that he personally witnessed, but he sees the sort of kind of like, even you see the party most recently standing in the stairways, like almost messing around instead of going and rushing to achieve your mission.
Does he see specific moments where Sister Fadaver is talking and he doesn't stop her? See any of
Yes.
those?
And where there's sort of this, everybody looking at each other like, what should we do? And then looking at Yizik. And so you see this, and then she says, you wonder how it is that I can intervene as such. It is forbidden true, unless another has tipped the balance and broken eternal law. The demon lord, Malcanthid, has done just that. She has attempted to claim her offspring, Blackcloak, whom travel. For that interference, I am permitted to do likewise. The Black Cloak is not lost, but her destiny is now pulled in one direction by her goddess, and another by her fiendish parent. Do your duty and be the guide. I do commend you for helping the angel's son cast off his vampire. And you immediately feel like so good. Like it's just, I mean, before you were like wanting to crawl up under a rock, because this is your goddess, kind of, she doesn't sound harsh or even, it's just, she's just like giving you the facts. But here you feel
Is
so
she
good.
disappointed?
Well, she is impossible to read. I'll tell you, a natural 20 on insight at your level still wouldn't be enough. But she says, I commend you for helping the angel son cast off his vampirism. As you know, the cure for vampirism is death, so helping to renew his mortality is truly rare. Such an act deserves a boon. And she steps forward and raises her hand. She steps forward and raises her hand, and you find yourself just immediately standing on your feet, and then she reaches out and touches the sunbrand on your chest. And it bursts into radiance, like to where you are completely blind, and you just feel it. I mean, you're not used to being burned, but you actually feel like it's a burning sensation, but there's also this sort of glorious, like intensity to it as well. It's really good. She then she steps back, and you look down and see what you've done, or see that the brand on you is clearer, and it seems to be glowing still. Then she holds out her hand, and there's a ribbon of light that swirls around your waist, expanding and solidifying into. You guys know what an obi belt is?
Like from a
the
geisha?
Japanese. Yeah, like
It's from kimonos.
So it's the ribbon of light expands into a large obi belt made of sunflowers, and it cinches around your waist, with the ends trailing down to just above your knees. And it's not like grandma's wallpaper kind of sunflower. Okay, it's like the sunflowers actually have captured the sun's essence. They seem to be shimmering a bit, and you just have this intrinsic knowledge of exactly what it is and what you do, in terms of what this is, Ben. I just sent you what the brand does and what the girdle does. So she does all of this, and then she says, now focus on your mission. Take the Duke to the acolyte in the crypt. Free him from the demon lord. He will know ways to break the chain. One of the methods will resonate with you because of your race. Use your evil kin. All will be clear soon. Do not let your allies become distracted or indecisive any longer. Be the guide. Lay bare the truth and stand bold. And then there's this flash of light, and the vision ends. And it's for you can tell that for everybody else, no time has passed. Like someone who is mid-sentence is just right there. Okay, sorry. Matt is being naughty in our Zoom chat.
I'm not being naughty.
in any way, in any. So
That's what
So if-
happens when you huff the holy font. You get
it
the monk
is
cheese,
you-
and
a
then your goddess
compression
gets you a
garment.
girdle.
So-
She gave him a chastity belt.
We heard about
She gave-
lavender.
She gave me Spanx.
Oh, okay. But it's a really
Wait,
cool
but does
item.
he
So
end the moment and now all of a sudden he's like dressed up in a flower belt? Like, is that what's going on?
yes, like it's like you look back and it's kind of like what? Yeah, like you're just
great.
wondering he pulled this out of something, or has he always worn that and I just didn't notice? I mean, it's like it's really weird.
No, but
the
I'm
brand,
loving the idea that our dragonborn has old lady brooches and now a flower belt.
He just keeps accessorizing.
You look great today.
Well, you know me. I'm going to be. I'll be retiring in Florida with Blanche and Rose, and
You certainly look like you're ready to retire, friend.
I'm just.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
it's a really cool girdle, people. So and you're
Oh my gosh.
so Ben, what you'll need to know though for the next is that the holy symbol on your chest now is a magic holy symbol, so it will apply to all of your implement attacks and everything, both monk and cleric. So,
Ooh.
and you can transform all of your damage into radiant should you desire to do so.
How are
In
you going
any
to take that
case,
even his
seriously?
breath
You have
weapon?
a magical chest, Ben.
Your breath weapon doesn't have
Yeah.
the implement keyword, so
Oh, okay.
not the breath, but yep. So you snap out of that, and you're all looking down at this man, and you're looking at the guy thinking that's got to be Duke Ravengard. You can see he's got this crest of a raven up on his shoulder, but it's scary. I mean, it's kind of like at one second he's huddled, kind of fetal, and then another second he's like throwing his body back almost too far to where you think he's gonna break something, and he's just yanking on that crown trying to get it off.
Can I make a heal check to see if I can figure out what's wrong with him?
Yeah, well, so you start like doing an examination, and Lavender is looking at his reason, and as soon as you make that psychic connection, you are slammed. It's as if at first there's this sensation of just overwhelming power, and then there's such fierce savagery and evil that it's as if psychically someone has just knocked you on your butt. I mean, seriously, you're gonna need some ibuprofen after that. So whatever's going on in his head, there's a part of him that is still full of reason, and there is a part of him that is not. And the two parts are definitely battling it out.
Did
I
we
think
see
they-
Lavender respond? Does she like jerk or something?
Oh
or...
yeah,
gonna
she
say-
couldn't not. Yeah.
Yeah, she probably takes like probably like falls back on Marocon.
Okay. Sister Fadaver turns to Aelin and says, I told you she was on drugs. She has no idea what happened.
So on one side of the pool, you see the portal. The portal looks like it's open to somewhere in the abyss. And there you can tell that the seepage of elemental energies, the seepage is affecting the area around it. It doesn't appear to be expanding, but it also doesn't appear to be shrinking. But the elemental energies have so corrupted. I mean, they're changing the frescoes on the wall. So it's leaking into this place that otherwise would be holy. But it's an open portal. Like, if you want to take a trip to somewhere in the abyss, you could jump through.
There's an active portal to the abyss open in this tower.
Yeah.
That does not seem like a good idea.
That sounds like a horrible plan.
I would
We're
advise
already in hell.
we need to close that portal.
Okay. You can make an Arcana check
I agree, Aelin.
if
Do you know
you
how to
are
do that?
trained in Arcana. Yeah, if you're trained in Arcana, make a check.
I'm not trained in Arcana.
I'm not.
24.
I am. I will do so.
I think
as well.
Gizik is too.
Did you say
Yeah,
34?
I think I am.
I said 24.
Oh, okay. Well, 24 is good enough, but I thought 34. I mean, yeah, recognize the handiwork. Like, oh, I know
22.
the demon did that.
20.
Okay, so you guys all are able to look at that to see that you can use arcane energy or divine energy to close this portal. It's going to be taxing, but you can do it together, and just have one person be the conduit that you or you can each work separately to try and take the action until it's
If
closed.
we think that we work separately, that it will drain us less.
It will drain the. If you do it separately, it will drain. It has a chance to drain you each separately. If it's all on one person, then that person's going to take the brunt of the impact.
Okay, I'll be the conduit.
I was about to say I would be.
Don't be
Fight about it.
ridiculous, Aelin.
Fight about it. Give Morocon a chance to repent.
I've got
Morocon.
this, Aelin.
Morocon, who would you wish to be the conduit? We have to focus our arcane and divine energies towards that portal in order to close it. We can either do it separately, or we can all focus our energy into one person as a conduit, and they will close it. They will be drained more so, but it would save energy for the rest of us.
Sister Fadaver says, "Why are you asking Morocon? Gizik's our leader."
At
And
that,
she rolls
as
her eyes.
she says that, Gizik, you hear that that silky voice say, "You should do it. Be the one. Do it."
Why is she telling me what I was already thinking?
Lavender's gonna be like, wait, oh yeah.
I was like, that voice is smart.
I am asking Moroccan as he is the least arcane of us.
So the
This is
most
very
likely
You
to make a
want
poor
him
decision.
to be the focus?
No.
I think I would make a poor focus.
Let's throw Morocon into the portal and see if that closes.
Let's do that.
Comes back.
I
That voice
drag
says-
what's his bucket. I drag the Duke away from the portal
Okay.
by his
Yeah.
feet. By his feet, I don't touch the helmet.
And Gizik, that voice says, "You're the only one who knows ritual magic here, aren't you? Do it. Don't ask permission. Just do it. Start."
Well, Aelin, you're the most familiar, I believe, with abyssal things.
So it's time for Leroy Jenkins, you're saying?
Maybe you should do it, Aelin.
Shouldn't she be the one directing us, not the one being drained?
That seems wise.
That's a good
yes,
point.
we'll have her direct.
Hey,
I think
Gizik,
I should
what's
be
your
the
will?
one. My will?
Huh?
It's only 25.
Okay, so you feel
Jeez.
that voice take over, and the rest of you look and you see Gizik, and for a second his eyes go all the way solid black, and he puts out his hands and starts to force arcane energy from him into the portal. Make your Arcana check.
Oh boy.
The rest of you can aid with religion or Arcana.
I did
But we
not
can't try to
roll very
stop him?
well. That's a 15.
Tackle him, Lav. Let's see what happens.
Well, I mean,
What will
I
happen
love
if you
a
interrupt the ritual?
Looks like we've got our focus.
No, but do I know what happens if I interrupt?
Well, at this point, you're just either adding your own. Well, you don't have arcane energy because you don't use arcane magic, so you would just begin to pray.
Okay.
I do, and that is a 29.
Okay.
Roll a 19, then my plus 10.
And sorry, I forgot to mention, Gizik gets to roll with advantage.
Another Arcana
Better
roll?
roll well.
Yep.
Slightly better.
What would that be?
That's an 18.
But
Okay.
Aelin rolled a
With a-
29 to assist.
No, but
And
it's
is
slightly
anybody
better
else-
than my last roll.
Anybody else going to pray?
I don't think I
Like,
can. I think I'm too
25.
concerned with the patient.
25. Okay, so you start to feel you start to feel some psychic feedback, and then you hear Lavender's voice. What do you say in your prayer?
Oh crud. She doesn't name a god. She says,
Says that.
yeah. Oh no. Powers that watch afford him strength. Don't let him fail
Okay.
in this.
Powers that
And-
watch. We're in hell. Way to go, Lavender.
Summon to Demon Lord.
Yeah.
Powers that watch. Okay. So it's barely enough, but but it works, and you see the portal start to shrink. It looks like if you maintain that same energy, you're going to be able to do it. So roll a couple more Arcana checks. Let's see if you can end this baby.
Just Gizik or all of us?
Just Gizik.
It's a natural
guys got him
20,
started.
so 31.
Yeah. Okay. So the second time you do it, you get some confidence, and you just like, it's like when Iron Man shoots that energy out of his chest. You just go shooting with this purple energy into the portal, and it closes, and the frescoes do not change, but the area around seems to be, some of the darkness seems to be receding with the portal closed. And then you hear that voice say, "See, that's what you made for. You're welcome." And then it kind of goes silent.
I'm made for closing the door.
You're a great porter.
You're a lock.
He's an arcane bellhop.
There we go.
So, Morocon, the words of Tamina's words are still like resonating in your head. Take the Duke to the acolyte in the crypt, free him from the demon lord. So you look over and see him, and that's you will. The words are like seared indelibly on your mind.
Sister, this is the Duke, and we need to take him back to the crypt.
What do you mean we need to take the back to the crypt? We need to get this helmet off of him. At least I think it's the helmet. Can I make a heal check to figure out like why he's spasming?
He's clutching at the helm, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, but
Yeah,
I'd like a chance to roll a 1 so that I can say she thinks it's his feet. No such luck. No such luck. That's a 23.
Yeah.
So she's like, I know it's the helmet, but the body is a complex system. It might be that relieving some of the pressure around his bowels would cause the helmet to fall off.
Are you suggesting that you do compressions on the abdomen that he might relieve himself?
I don't know. I haven't finished my exam. Okay, what do I know with the 23? Can I get it off safely, or is this not a heal check thing?
It's not a heal check thing. I mean, it looks to you like it should just slide right off. You have no idea why it's not coming off. It's even too big for his head. So it's like there's room enough for him to fit his fingers between the helm and his scalp.
Okay. She's gonna draw her greatsword and try to knock the helmet off. Just take off his hand. It's too late. That's not.
Sister, do not behead the Duke. We need him.
I'm not going to behead him. I'm just gonna try to get it off. So she's gonna try to knock the helmet off with her greatsword unless somebody stops her.
It's like opening the door with a battering ram.
Yeah, Lavender
gonna-
will grab
Yeah,
her
I'm
arm.
going to try to stop her.
Okay, so Lavender grabs
Strength
one
check?
arm and Morocon grabs the other, and she says,
Yeah.
"What? We have to get it off."
Someone that's trained in Arcana, can you make sure that if we try to take this helmet off, that we're not going to make the situation worse?
I rolled a 28 in Arcana to try and help out.
You think that taking it off? The thing is with your Arcana, as you look at the way magic works, the helmet doesn't appear to be magical. It is not showing any kind of magical aura. it appears to be mundane, just like a mundane helmet. Now, you're logical enough and intelligent enough to know that can't be. It can't just be a regular thing, but something is making it appear that way. And you're thinking there's got to be a ritual to do this, but it's not going to be as simple as. Really, the simplest way to get it off would be to cut his head off, but that would kill him.
Did they
but
specify
but
alive
do we care?
when they said return him?
And you and Morocon, you hear Hamina's voice. Take the Duke to the acolyte in the crypt.
I pick him up. I throw him over my shoulder, and I start walking back
Where are you going? And what are you wearing?
to the crypt. We need
Yes,
to get
honestly,
to the crypt.
it's gaudy, and I expected.
Yes,
better of
yes,
you.
it matches. Yes, it matches well with all the other crap that I've got on my robe. Let's go.
Okay.
It actually, he pulls it off. Like some sort of a Samoan who's wearing a nice floral print.
Oh, lava. Yeah.
Yeah, he pulls this off.
Very
Okay,
cool.
so that makes more sense than what you initially described it as.
Well, it still is a girdle. I'm just saying you're able to pull it off.
She still thinks you need to lose a few. Okay, but I'm just saying it's just okay.
It's
Well,
more of an Obi belt.
I still think it's tacky.
Well, it's
Honestly, it kind of reminds me of what my mother used to wear, like a girdle or something.
So they're saying all this as you are like trucking down.
I'm still going.
yeah.
Oh, I'm following behind. I'm just mocking him at every step. Like,
Well, and she's yelling. She's like, "Wait! You can't take him to an evil priest."
Sister,
What?
allegedly evil.
We don't even know that he's
Remember,
evil. He's just
we-
undead in
We're
hell.
not supposed to judge books by their cover. Remember? I'm not so bad, and I'm whatever I am.
And
Yes,
she's
we
got
know
a
you're
cover.
tiefling. We gotta go.
Okay. Well,
So-
we're running after him. Like,
Yeah, you get to the bottom of the stairs and you're back in that room where the priest is just still writing, and he hears some of the words coming from Ravengard, and he says, "Excuse me, that's Abyssal. Who is that man? Some kind of demon in disguise, or perhaps an ally of the wretches?" And he
one
looks
would
like
hope not.
disgusted with that. Like, I'm not like he's ready to attack, but like, what are you doing with some demonic thing?
We were hoping you could get the helmet off him, and then we could really determine who he is.
This is the Duke of Baldur's Gate.
I don't
and
care.
We need some help removing this helmet. Oh, you asked.
You should just slay him outright. That would be.
That would be unwise.
If he's tainted
Can you
with-
help us
if he's-
remove this helmet?
No, not unless you want his head removed as part of the arrangement.
I told you he wasn't going to help us.
What would you like in exchange for your helping us?
In exchange?
So, and you, Morocon, you hear the voice. You hear that voice, or it's not that you're hearing her voice; it's that you're remembering the voice that you already heard. Take the Duke to the acolyte in the crypt. This
All
is
right.
not an acolyte. This is a priest in a chapel. The acolyte in the crypt is the one who told you about Ravengard in the first place. Her name is Faria.
All right, out we go.
Oh,
I
we
take
got
him and I start
confused.
going.
Or
you go-
not.
Do you just pick him
Goodbye.
up and start running again? Wait!
He's not help.
To the crypt. Let's go.
This reminds me of that scene in Sister Act when all of the nuns are running through the casino and they're all trying to find her, and it's like, yeah, okay.
Okay, so you go back through the mausoleum, down the narrow passageway. I mean, you're pretty much having to drag him. You're not going to fireman carry him through this narrow passageway, so you're kind of it's a workout. Good thing you're
I'll
Like
grab his
feet.
feet
Beefy.
and like,
Like, I was just saying, like,
Help.
I'm dragging him like feet first, going down the stairs like thump, thump, thump.
We'll get
yeah,
that
none of
helmet
us
off.
want to touch the helmet, so we're just like,
So, you open the door and step in there, and Faria, that acolyte, says, "Oh, what's going on? What's going on? And she sees Aelin, whom she has never seen before. She's like, ah! What? She says, you brought one of the creatures here.
No, she's with us.
She is not a creature. She is an ordained priestess.
Oh, my apologies. My apologies.
She turns to Aelin and she puts her hand on
suppose-
Aelin's shoulder. And she
I
says,
suppose you're excused.
you'll have to forgive them, Aelin. Obviously, their city fell into hell because of their wickedness.
Hast
What was
thou
the
never
acolyte's
laid
name again?
eyes upon a
Sarah?
tiefling before?
Varia.
Very.
Feria. Okay.
She says,
Fair.
that's the Duke. But what's wrong with him?
The helmet is what's wrong with him. Can you help us remove it?
Look, the room, when we entered the room, we heard a voice saying to beware mortals of Baphomet. And then behind where the Duke lay, a portal to the abyss had opened. We managed to close it. Yet he remains in this state.
He's speaking celestial and abyssal, back and forth. Then he faces a mental battle with the powers of the abyss.
A fight of will.
Well,
Oh.
until the outcome is assured, we cannot remove the helm. But there may be a way with a linking ritual, one used to unite in faith. I'm not sure it would be enough. It might strengthen the Duke, but more than that, who can say?
Oh, no, it'll be fine. Lavender's a scion. Send her in.
Oh, faith.
That actually could work. She could be the perfect conduit to help make the connection. She says, I just need to grab a few things. If you'll link hands and place the Duke in a circle. And she looks
Let's
like
do it.
This is stuff she knows. Not necessarily this exact situation, but sort of rituals. And she
I'm
goes
gonna
over.
kill a Duke.
She comes back with an aspergillum full of holy water, and she starts like shaking it on each of you as you guys are standing with your holding hands. I'm assuming
Sister
Sister
Fodderbear
Fodderbear.
stands between Aelin and Lavender and holds
Yeah.
their hands so she doesn't have to touch a man.
And the
Okay.
Duke is there in the middle. Fairy begins chanting, and the words are in Celestial, and it's just like a repeated series of phrases. Sounds scriptural or something, but it's
Just
She's-
generic Latin, you know.
Just
Yeah.
Dominus Hex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she pauses as she's still circling you, and she says, to make the connection, you will have to reach out with your psychic power to each member of the group before connecting to the Duke. And then
Okay.
she says to the rest of you, says, each of you will have to share a secret with Lavender. It has to be something personal, something that will give her access to your mind, more than just surface level. You can share it mentally.
Oh. A secret. Aelin goes first. That's not...
Oh no, look, oh no, he's dead. Oh, we failed in our mission.
Oh no, what a shame. Well, this was fun.
We're in agreement. He's a lost cause.
Mhm. That's right. It was very sad. How do you bury your dead?
Well, we should take the.
I look at Gizik and I'm reaching out. Do I need to roll?
Nope.
What, to plunder his secrets with your mind?
You start.
We touch minds.
You touch minds, and initially it's sort of like a hazy tunnel. It's as if the connection there, you feel it, but it's not strong. And Gizik, you know that all you have to do is think the secret, and she will know it.
Zoom message it to me so it's even more annoying. I feel like a queen.
I have
bee
to
at
come
high
up with
school,
a secret
I know
now.
Everyone's secrets.
You didn't say we had to share a secret.
Can I, like, when I feel that tunnel into Gizik's mind,
Uh-huh.
do I just feel Gizik there?
Right now, yeah.
Can I, like, because I saw his eyes go black.
Yeah.
Can I have a little sneak around while he's thinking of a secret? Just a little.
So you're like trying to rummage
It's like,
through
Gizik.
the filing cabinet, like,
What's in here?
No. Hey,
thank you
every
for
time-
opening the door to me. I'll just wander around a bit.
Hello,
every
Gizik's
time-
friend.
Yeah, every time you try to go somewhere or mentally probe, you are met with it's not like a door is slammed in your face. It's more like briars are keeping you out, as if you come one way and it's a dead end. It's a dead end. You don't seem to be able to make any inroads.
Does it feel like a
within it.
dead end, or does it feel like something's been put up to stop me going there?
It's too hard to tell. It feels like you are contained. You got a secret yet, Gizik? Or anybody else?
Dirty Gizik.
Something dirty.
Hey, she started with Gizik.
Whisper it to me.
Tell me something good.
Sorry, stream. No, I take Dungeons and Dragons seriously. Okay.
I've shared a
Is
secret.
this connection?
I've
Is this
got it.
connection open to everyone already, or just to Gizik right now?
Right now it's to Gizik. She's waiting to
And
be
I
let
get
in.
Gizik's secret, and you don't see any reaction from Lavender. And then she looks to Maricon, she looks deep in his eyes.
It's like, deep down, I really like all this old lady clothing.
It didn't have to be a girdle. I had a choice.
I was hoping for a girdle.
I could really use some Dragonborn Spanx. This was great.
Some dragon leather Spanx.
Okay, well, so you're peering into Morokon's brain now, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm. Deep down.
Deep down, Morokon has always found Lavender extremely attractive.
Oh,
Legit.
wow.
So as each of them shares the secret, it's as if that tunnel clears. And it's not that it gives you free access to their minds. It's not like you can just detect their thoughts or go searching around, but you can tell that it's establishing kind of a web to where you will all be connected to when you reach out to.
Getting
The Raven
everyone's
Guard.
secrets though, right? Damn.
Oh yeah, you're getting
Sister.
this. Yeah.
Lavender turns slightly, and she's got a hold of your hand. She just sort of like holds it up and clasps it, looking into your eyes. Nice and close.
Sister Faudever, she gets this really guilty look on her face, and she says that in her hometown of White Rock, back after she was called by a vision to become a paladin of Bestera, when she was doing her paladin training, she once ate another sister's dessert. And
like
it's
the
been
worst.
weighing on her ever since.
So
The most unsatisfying buildup I've ever heard.
She's been silent this entire time. You do hear this, like, it's going like,
And unfortunately, that's all you can get out of her squeaky clean, lawful good self.
But you see a look of almost relief, like, oh, I'm so glad I got that off my chest.
And now it's Lavender who looks
Now
arch.
Lavender.
Feels so much
and
better.
then I drop Sister's hand. I reach across and look over Aelin. Flutter my eyelashes a little.
Aelin looks like she's about to throw up.
Secret, secret. This is
Secret
great. We should do this
secrets
more
are no
often.
fun unless they're shared by everyone.
So does everyone hear
which
these
secret
secrets
do
or
you
just
want?
Lavender?
Just lavender.
Just lavender.
Okay.
Which secrets do you want? I've got many.
The worst. The worst one.
The worst one.
There are two. Which one?
Oh jeepers, what I meant to say. The
Head-
funniest one.
Heads or tails?
Heads.
Okay.
Private message it to me.
Private message. This is a D&D show.
Oh.
I'm saying it out loud. I'm just figuring out how to word it.
I'm sorry for those of you who are watching, okay? But this is incredibly amusing for me. It's not every day I get to lord a secret over a player.
Yeah, this is a D&D show. We get to hear Gizzix too. None of this passing the holy font. Whatever.
Listen to Gizik's first whilst I figure out how to phrase mine.
Okay, Gizzix, what's your secret? We get to hear.
Do you know?
It's a D&D show. We get to hear. The audience wants to know, all 5 of them.
You're screwed.
All right. Elspeth was the one who Gizik was the one who warned the town about Elspeth and told them where to find her.
Oh, you killed your own mom!
Nope, it was the knights. It was the awful, horrible, evil knights.
Oh, that you led to her doorstep while you were conveniently away. Oh.
Yeah, and sister's like, oh, yeah, it's someone else's dessert. Ugh.
She did. It was terrible.
Jeez.
She's felt awful about it ever
Who
since.
are you? I mean, it could have been something juicy like I once wrote in a holy text. It wasn't even my text. I just wrote
She
it.
would, Sister Fadaver would never do something like that. If she realized that she was self-righteous, then it would be devastating to her. But she doesn't know she is. She just thinks she's righteous.
She's just deaf.
Yep, so be nice to your kids.
There
Well,
you
the
go.
conclusion I'm getting is that Aelin's mind is blank.
I
That's
don't
not
think
news.
so.
You hear very quietly. My deepest fear is that people may be right, that I am a monster.
Oh. I want
They
the other one.
they are right, and I've made a terrible mistake. Please help me.
Nope.
Oh no. Oh, that went far. Okay.
And then the connection cuts off.
So you get that little tunnel, but it's enough to establish the connection. But you do feel like that piece of insecurity definitely revealed definitely gives a strong connection. So as soon as you are all connected, then you reach out to Ravengard and
To Dookie.
the Duke. Yep. And so you're seeing in his mind, and so everything's kind of muddled like a dream, where it kind of flashes from one thing to another. You first see a bloodied woman in armor, a soldier, carrying a longsword fit for an angel. Flying next to the woman is a small golden elephant with fluttering wings, and you recognize it as the same one that Lavender and Morkan killed. That scene is interrupted by a hideous visage, a great horned minotaur-like creature with flaming eyes, and you feel more than see the creature. And he
Did I smell it too?
he gets a 31 versus will, which I assume is a hit.
You could
Versus
say that.
Will.
31? Maybe.
He's just going for Lavender, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. he
So
gets me
you
with the big
take 9 points of psychic damage.
one. Okay.
And it's all from just seeing the face of that creature. And then the monster's face is shoved away violently, and you see a knight wearing a golden helm with shimmering light in his eyes. Like his behind the helmet is just pure light. And you feel a surge of confidence, and then hear a strong voice say, "What do you seek, mortals?" And you all hear it. You all hear this voice. "What do you seek, mortals?"
To alleviate the Duke of the helmet.
We want to break the chains.
And
So yeah, you can all
Just-
speak.
Oh, we can?
Yeah.
So he
okay.
says, what do you seek, mortals?
Mhm.
Sixter Fadaver accidentally thinks out loud, I have got to get away from these people. They are so sinful.
Yes,
And
yes,
then-
We can
sister.
all
The sooner the
hear you.
better.
And then she says,
Yes.
I mean, the vampire priest. That's what I meant. I mean, the devils.
And he catches on to what Morocon says about breaking the chains. He says, to free El Terrell, you must sever the chains binding it to Avernus and destroy the solar insidiator. I sense that others seek the means of destroying the insidiator. So you would break the chains?
And we seek how to do so.
Okay, there's this pause, and then there's a surge of black and red flame that blinds all you can see in your mind's eye, and there you see a giant minotaur with flaming hooves. It's not the creature you saw earlier. It's you see its whole body, and it is locked in battle with Uldar Ravengard. So you can see them. It's as if you're looking at a blackness like space, but their feet are obviously standing on something, but they are just duking it out. This flaming hoofed minotaur and Uldar Ravengard, and you can see that he is not faring well.
That's
You
Baffy
see-
boy.
Yeah. You look around and you see yourself, but it's almost like you're ethereal or something watching this. And you think that you might, like it occurs to you that you might be able to intervene in this battle.
Yeah, we gotta say heal him
But
up.
you're not
move
sure.
out.
Yeah, what do you want to do? How do you want to try and
How
help?
far away am I?
Well, you appear to be like right there, like you could 10 feet away or something.
Okay.
But you're not, your full corporeal form isn't there. So
I
what would
move
you like to
closer
do?
and divine challenge him.
okay.
Ooh.
Come at me, boy.
So
And
so
then
you step forward and divine challenge. Sister Potivair, what do you do?
She draws her great forward and she divine challenges him.
Morocon?
Well,
Face me, sinner.
I pull my Tron disc out and I get ready to throw it.
Okay. Gizik?
Are you all seriously about to fight a Lord of Hell?
yeah, why
Not
not?
Hell, sorry, the Abyss.
That's what we do.
That is what we do. Very good, Mr. Gizik.
Hermina has brought us to this point for a reason. And if you would like to help us in vanquishing this Minotaur, then all the better.
That's no Minotaur.
It has
It's okay.
horns.
Aelin, that's what we came here to do. If not to defeat him, just to get the Duke away.
Aelin, if there's something you're not telling us, we need to know now.
Well, I'm pretty sure I already told you that this is Baphomet.
Cool, so he looks like a Minotaur.
No,
We're
we
about
can.
ready to slay him. What's the
Is it-
problem?
Gizik,
We
what action
outnumber
do you
him.
take?
Do you understand his power? He is on par with a lord of the nine hells. He is the demonic abyssal equivalent, if not more powerful and 10 times more chaotic.
Aelin, don't be afraid. Vana is with you, isn't she?
Well, yes, if you saw all the chaotic energy I was putting out before, I would say that she is. Am I hearing anything from Lady Blackcloak or Mother Dearest in my head?
Nope. But you, as you think about that, you feel both divine and arcane energy like waiting for you to just tap into something.
He can't be invincible. If he was invincible, the Duke would have fallen already. The fact that he is in struggle means we have a chance.
Lady Black Cloak, what would you advise me?
Okay. As you offer your prayer, your hands naturally go out like this, and you begin to like imagine yourself firing chaotic energy towards the Minotaur.
We're still on good terms then.
It appears so. Gizik?
I just reach up and grab my amulet and I say, Sigrund, we need your help now.
Okay, so you guys all go ready to just unleash things at him, different kinds of actions. As you do, you watch the form of the Minotaur begin to look like he's getting damaged by what you're trying to do. Like he seems to weaken your divine challenges. He looks over but as if he can't see anything there, but he's totally distracted by it, misses his attack, and Uldar starts to gain ground. The battle goes on for it feels longer than it is. It's probably only a few seconds, but with what you're trying to do, because this is all mental. There's no physical thing happening here. It empowers Uldar, and you see him plunge his sword deep into this Minotaur's chest, and it kind of explodes in this gout of red and black flames. And then as he fades away, you see that helmed face flash brightly, and then you see a tree. The tree has 3 branches, and it's not like a normal looking tree. It looks like one that has been shaped purposely. It has exactly 3 branches. And following one branch, you see the archdevil, Zariel, holding a contract. And you see yourself. She's handing over the contract, and you know it's the contract with the city of Elturel. So the one that binds them to Avernus. She's willingly handing it over, and then she is taking you, and in each of your own minds, you see yourself. You don't see everybody else, but you see yourself being then clasped by her and being transformed into a fiendish version of yourself, and understand that there's a binding involved there. You seem to witness that trading your soul and service for her contract with Elturel would break the chain, would free Elturel. Then it shifts over in the second branch. Okay, the second branch, you see a 5-headed dragon take flight. Each head is a different color, and you instinctively know it to be Tiamat. Yep, the great and terrible queen of chromatic dragons. Each head unleashes energy at the chains binding Elturel, completely destroying them. And you see a red dragonborn with he's one of his arms is and claw, like all the way up to the end, is glowing with a sickly green color. It appears kind of blackened, as if it's transformed or cursed. And he is like raising that hand, cheering on Tiamat. Okay, that's the second branch. Chains get severed, and you see Elturel rising away from the river. The third branch, you see Sister Fadaver standing in Elturel, cutting herself, and then smearing her blood all up and down the chains, binding Elturel. And from the wasteland beneath the city, a massive creature rises up, like the size of a ship. Okay, the creature has row upon row of sharp teeth, greasy fur, and these extended hyena legs, multiple tongues. When I say multiple tongues, I'm talking like 50 tongues. Okay,
Whoa.
and
An
a
eldritch
large
amount.
Yeah,
a large and a large bulbous throat like that of a toad. Somehow, without knowing how you know that this is a creature, a demon called Krokatoic. And you watch as he is attracted by the blood, and he just chews through the chains.
Wait a minute.
And
it's called Krokatoic, like that thing from Mulan. I was a drab little crab once, like that big old, like that. It's like
you mean Moana?
Yeah, Moana. Sorry, not Moana. I'm mixing up my Disney princess. No. Can we Can we make a roll to see if we know what that thing is with all the tongues?
You don't even need to roll. It's as if the knowledge is just coming right to you. You know that it is some sort of very powerful demon that is somewhere in Avernus named Krokatoic that is attracted to divine blood and has the enough power to actually fight through the chains. So you see three options, 3 ways to free El Terrell in this vision from this deity. And then once more you hear that powerful voice say, "A mighty task is in front of you. Stand firm, champion deity." And then you're blown back out of this mental link, like full on physically knocked on your backs. You come to the helm you hear it kind of that metal against stone as the helm rolls away off of Ravengard, and you all kind of look up exhausted. He looks so grateful. Like you see some tears well up in his eyes, and says, "Thank you." There's no other words.
Of course. That's what we do.
I think I understand the situation. You are from another world. I saw that tree, and all of those paths are overwhelming. May I ask what you intend to do?
Well, I know what I would like to. I know what I would prefer.
Same.
You're muted, Matt.
That's because the sister is currently choking with shock.
No, she looks terrified that you're all going to turn on her and bleed her on the chain.
Well, maybe she could just make a deal instead.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead, Moral Con. She just looks a little like...
Sister, we're not asking you to to slay yourself as a martyr. We just need some of your blood. I'm not sure what's so special about your blood,
act as
but
if that's the only option.
There were other
I'll do it.
paths.
There were branching paths along this.
And that is the path that I would by far and away prefer.
It's not just your decision, though, is it?
We are presented with 3 paths, and as the one that worships the goddess of guidance and paths, that is the one that I think is probably going to be the best one.
It gives you intuition, not a definitive understanding.
And not dominance over us.
Then what would you prefer?
A discussion, for a start. If that's all right, your holy ship.
What was the first option again? We could
Make a
bargain
deal.
you one of your souls with Dariel for all the souls in Elturel.
Well, she says no one should be handing their soul over to an archdevil. That goes against everything we stand for.
Well, as a follower of Vahara, we know that the one doesn't outweigh the many. You have to make a choice between saving one person or saving 50 people. You'll always choose the 50. It's the only rational decision.
It isn't rational. We're in the business of saving souls. That's why we follow gods.
And we would save souls.
It's the rationale of the greater good.
I'm glad you understand, Aelin.
And besides, what if to offer one's soul to Zariel, would perhaps our souls not already be offered to a god in the first place? Or what if our souls are already considered lost? Would it be so great a loss to you?
Well, if your soul is already considered lost, then you haven't much to offer.
Point.
Hey, you Ravengard says, what of the dragon? And
Tiamat?
and Morocon, you recall the words of Hemina echoing in your mind, saying, one of the methods will resonate with you because of your race. Use your evil kin. All will be clear soon. But suddenly, your first thought of using the bleeding sister pot of air seems like not that great of an idea.
You see, you pissed off Hemina all over again. She's gonna show up next time. She's gonna strike you down or smite you or something.
I think either way we would.
see-
Yeah.
I
We
don't
did
see
end up
why we
using
should
our-
involve anyone else when we can solve this ourselves. Is that not our responsibility?
He says, but what of that creature? Just because the blood of your blood can attract the creature doesn't mean that that creature is just out and about. You would have to
In all
find
fairness,
that creature.
Duke, we're the ones who have studied our gods.
I fear the Duke is
Helmet
onto
addled.
some. I think he might be onto something. You see Morocon very uncomfortable with the idea of discussing anything with Tiamat, but that is quite possibly the best option that we've got.
And we went onto something when we told you to think for a moment, not to sacrifice the good sister, and to actually consider the options.
I don't mind being the sacrifice. It's only my life.
No,
It isn't my soul.
Hush now, sister. I'm just trying to make Moroccan feel bad for his
Working with-
self-righteousness.
You want to rely on something as chaotic as
the
Tiamat?
evil god of dragons?
Yes.
Point of
I
order.
understand it is not ideal, but I feel
Fire-headed
that is
terror
the best.
wishes to take over Avernus? Who has...
Point of order. Tiamat is not chaotic. The hells are a place of law. That's why Tiamat is here. It makes much more sense to make it a de. It makes more sense if we It makes more sense if we have an arrangement with someone who is bound by their own nature to keep their word than a demon. What if it turns on Elturel after it bites through the chains? Yay, the chains are gone. Oops, there goes the left wing. Hope nobody liked the well.
Done a bit of light reading, sister.
Sister Fadaver has reason. Perhaps making a deal would be the best thing to do. We should go with her idea.
She blinks and
You
looks
what?
in shock.
You what? as much as
Excuse me for a
as
moment.
much as I find it interesting that you're giving her some additional clout, I don't think that's the wisest idea.
Aylin's going to turn away from the group for a moment to go and kneel to get some guidance.
Lavender actually shadows her.
Sister Fadaver walks behind Lavender.
I'm trying to...
A conga line in the crypt.
Morocon's
Aylin,
trying to figure out how to bring Tiamat over to these chains.
Well, she turns over to Gizik and says, Mr. Gizik, I realize what we've been tasked with, but is this even our decision? Shouldn't we be consulting the rest of the council?
Lavender,
They have their own problems to deal with right now with the...
Anduriel's got angel blood.
Just saying.
Just throwing that out there.
I They say when we're learning how to pray that sometimes even just another person being present and open can boost the power of a prayer. I don't know if you could use that right now, but I'm more than willing.
Why? Why do you... What's your reasoning for this? You're not yourself right now.
I heard you. I heard you say you needed help.
Mm.
We may not have stood side by side, but I won't turn you away. I want to help. I know what it feels like to feel like you've made a mistake.
Even if I let you in to see the deepest, darkest despair in my soul and the hidden corners where light dare not tread, would you still stand by my side? Or flee as others have?
Lavender's gonna get down on her knees next to Aelin. I'll stay by your side. I have no reason to flee.
Did you give her back the holy font stone?
Oh, she does not have that yet.
It's too good.
Okay, just curious.
She can
So-
quit when she wants to.
Do you offer a prayer, Aelin?
Oh, this changes our plans. Lady Blackcloak, I find myself in need of your guidance once more. And I fear that I do not know the answers to what lies ahead. Perhaps you might guide one through these paths of tumultuous chaos.
Okay. You you feel a rush of arcane energy go through you, and kind of lance out of its own accord right towards Morocon.
Oh,
It doesn't hurt him or
shit.
anything. It doesn't hurt him or anything. And you're not even sure that anybody else is aware of it. But
Say, am I aware of it?
no, but you just see the energy shoot out, like the way you might interpret that is it's a positive omen. That there's a positive towards Morocon.
Didn't you just call himself righteous?
And this one is as it's in her mind and not her. She's not speaking it aloud. Mother dearest, what would you advise?
Ooh, someone's praying to a demon.
Even Daddy.
You get the impression that there's not nearly as much awareness of the current situation. And instead, you are just filled with thoughts of lust and selfishness.
No.
Like I'm not saying there's anything erotic. I'm just saying you're like, look, you're thinking
Mother, that's not what I
Moroccan
need
looks
right
so
now.
hot right now.
You're thinking, oh man. It's the response is totally self-serving. Like, do whatever you want, make whatever feels good to you. That's the emotional response you get.
And don't be surprised that the demon queen of succubi's response is to solve everything with lust.
Lavender,
Mm.
what does Vahara say to you? Because I really don't want to follow Moroccan. I'm sick of him, honestly. And by that I mean, every corner we turn, he finds a way to have his ego and self-righteousness fed and served.
You're talking about Moroccan, right? Not
Yeah,
Sister
I was like,
Father.
I think we've confused him. Is someone lashing out
Lavender
irrational?
is going to sort of nod as she listens to Aelin, like understanding her frustrations but not feeding them. And she sort of closes her eyes and murmurs, Vahara, I don't know if you care to listen right now, but what sense of logic am I to follow?
Okay. You feel a sense of centeredness. I don't want to say peace because it's more mental than emotional, but it's clarity of thought. And then you recall a passage from a text that you read, that it's not this word for word, but the gist it is that proverb: "The enemy of my enemy is my friend." And you see, and as you think of that, as that the words kind of come to your mind, you see Moroccan, or a Moroccan-like figure, a golden dragonborn standing facing a red dragonborn, and them clasping hands with
Mother of Light,
hatred in their eyes towards
I
each
don't
other.
understand. I'm supposed to rely on persuading those who don't agree with me when I could have a surefire way. What is my soul for one city? Surely you would have me choose the easiest way.
And your thought makes sense from one perspective, but a few doubts begin to creep into your mind. Like, would Zariel actually value one like your soul above that of all of Eldrath? Or would she just take it anyway? So, and then you're faced with the doubt of, how would we even reach her or contact her to make such an arrangement? How many would have to die to get to that point? Like, you start seeing that path, the end of the path looks very doable, but reaching that path is it's overwhelming.
I see that, but are any of these tasks not overwhelming?
Aelin's going to
Yeah, you hear
grasp.
Lavender talking to herself.
Aelin will grasp Lavender's hand. If not your soul, perhaps mine.
What about a twofer?
You can read minds and thoughts, can you not?
I can.
Establish a link with me.
Okay.
I dare not utter what happens, but you must keep this from the others.
I agree.
Truly, I trust only you.
She establishes a link. She doesn't let go of Aylin's hand.
Aylin shows her what she did.
So
I see.
Is Sister Fadaver like still right there hovering around these two while all this is going on?
No, she has a patient. That's always the first priority. So she's
Okay.
going over. She's giving him stimulants or laxatives, whatever, whatever he needs.
So while Sister Fadaver and is over helping a patient, and Gizik is still nearby, the two of you are approached by a robed man, the one whose niece Shora you guys rescued from the ghasts. He comes up and he says, "Excuse me, I'm Seltern. You saved my niece. I think I can get you to the surface of this place safely. If you intend to head down into Avernus."
Oh,
And you
Hey,
guys,
come up to him.
you're having your moment. The Aelin and Lavender, you're having your moment, but you do overhear him saying
Okay.
this to Sister
sorry, keep it to
Fadaver.
us.
Yeah.
Okay, and she says, and how exactly you're going to get us to the surface?
Well, I'm a druid, and although everything natural here is seemingly corrupt, there's something down there that has remained pure. And I think whatever it is sensed me more than I sensed it. But it showed me a tree as clearly as if I had seen it with my own eyes. I can use that knowledge to open a path for you to move from a tree here in Elturel to that tree on the surface.
Oh, magnificent. Then we can take it down to Tiamat. Oh, it just sounds so awful. She's like, or to this demon, or to Zariel. Great. This sucks.
He says, yeah, that we're all kind of curious about what you're going to do. Tried to be somewhat discreet, but can't help but overhear. And I want you to know you will have the support and prayers for what they're worth of the people of Elturel. Our salvation is in your hands.
She says, well, you don't need to worry. We'll break the chains that are binding your city to Avernus. We have no fewer than 3 ways to do it now. And she looks back at Moralcon and Lavender and Gizik and says very loudly, and we are not selling our souls to hell. And she says, which leaves us with 2 very unpleasant options. However, none of this has to do with the fact that we've left an evil vampire priest alive, and we have something else to do. So,
Ravengard hears you say that, and he says, he's not a vampire, but he's definitely something. He says, leave him to me. I'll take care of Gideon.
oh dear. Are you sure you're in any kind of condition to handle him?
Well, I won't be doing it right now, and I won't be doing it alone. But
I mean, he just looks like he'd look so good with a greatsword sticking. Never mind. Anyway, if you're sure that you can handle him, then I suppose we have a decision to make. And she says, Mr. Gizik, what say you?
Well, now. None of the options seem good, but perhaps Tiamat would be the slightly lesser evil.
I think it's the more sure
but Gideon,
way of,
I don't know
making
if
sure
we need
that
to.
happens.
Yeah, Gideon, I don't think we need to deal with him. He's probably fine.
It pains me to leave Gideon, but we did just assist the good Duke here in helping him defeat a demon lord. So if anyone can handle Gideon, I trust that he would be able to.
We didn't come to Avernus to kill everything here.
This is true.
We didn't?
Okay, and Ravengard says if you're considering that third option, the one with that monstrosity chewing through the chains, Gideon might actually be someone you should consider talking to about that. He is an expert on things like that. He might, if you described the creature to him, he might know what it is and how it could be found if you were going to go that route. That is, if you can get him to pay attention to anything other than how much he hates demons.
Yes. Well, divide and conquer, I suppose. If you would like to try when you are able and you are capable of vanquishing him on your own, if you would like to probe him and ask him if he knows anything of that toad demon thing, then at least we'll have that option to fall back on. But I'm thinking Tiamat is probably our best bet, as much as it pains me to say it.
Well, what do we do? Do we take a vote? Or do we let Gizik make the choice?
I'm not here to
Lavender
make
will
all the
turn to Aelin,
choices.
still keeping her voice low. Let's go with them for now, and we'll support them as far as we can. But if this gets messy, your decision could be a good thing. We can ask them to establish a connection, and I'll be there to make the final trade.
What did Gizik say?
I'm not here to make all the decisions for everybody. I'm here to
And
guide.
you hear that voice say, "Of course you are. Don't be such a weenie."
A weenie?
A weenie?
Huh?
Sometimes I just don't agree with this voice in my head.
Just tell them that tell them what you want them to do, and they'll do it.
It is agreed upon, Lavender. And she brings her ear close. Well, she brings her mouth close to Lavender's ear. Should I fall to corruption? Should I become unsalvageable, or my soul forever lost, I rely on you to do what must be done.
Of
Put me
course.
down and stop me.
Do we see Aelin whispering to Lavender?
I promise.
Yeah, you're all sitting there near enough to.
This is a mind link, though, isn't it?
Oh no.
No.
There's all that mental stuff is done.
Well, Sister Fadaver says, then I suggest we take a vote. If we are going along with one of these plans, then I suggest it's no one's selling their soul. Either we use me as bait, and I'm willing to do it, or we make a deal.
Just say make a deal, sister.
It doesn't have to be a deal. It can be a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Proposal, all
A
the
trade,
same, really.
A beneficial or an arrangement is another word for arrangement, isn't it? A benefit relationship.
A marriage of wills. Sure, you like
I like that one.
marriages.
Marriage? She says, I'm not marrying a 5-headed dragon. And she says, all right, everyone, we should take a
I
vote.
don't think you're his type.
Her type.
Right, sorry.
Though, to be fair, Tiamat is a woman, so you wouldn't have you wouldn't have any issue with a man touching and befouling your whatever it is you have going on.
My purity, dear, it protects me from evil. She
Yes,
says,
I
You and
remember.
Tiamat would be fine then.
I remember coming into contact with a man once. My hand touched the barest bit of his skin, and suddenly I grew horns and became purple.
"Is that what happened?"
I'm joking.
Yeah.
Oh no, the horns
Um,
come after the high five, sister.
I'm not sure she knows you're joking. She's looking at you.
And the tail, I won't even tell you how the
Oh,
tail
I don't
came
want to know
about.
what you did to get the tail. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Don't worry, Aelin, you can be forgiven, and we can deal with that after the crisis at hand has been taken care of. But for now, I suggest we take a vote. I vote that we go to Tiamat. She swoons a little bit and sits down. And
Woman
she's
up,
like,
sister.
We'll go to Tiamat, honestly, sister. Thank
okay,
goodness you're not our leader. We'd spend all day choosing words for you.
that's fine.
Is there anyone who
I
disagrees?
do believe she has the vapors. Let's go. Tiamat it is.
Oh,
And the Duke says, he kind of smiles and says, noble indeed. And from what I saw, which I assume is the same thing that you all saw, this draconian creature somehow communes with Tiamat. So you will, I'm assuming, want to find him. And if I find out anything from Gideon, then I believe we can use ascending to communicate that information to you. Once again, thank you for everything, and the gods be with you.
are you sure
Do
we've
we-
done enough to safeguard your city for you?
At
We
this
haven't,
point,
that's
there's
why
nothing
we're-
more.
That's why we're going to go and free them.
And the druid says, we can go. He says that there's a courtyard right up through there where there's a tree large enough to use. Are you all ready to go?
I think we should take a lovely rest.
We should probably take a long rest first.
We all used our
Lavender-
dailies.
A long time ago.
I've got a lot of surges I need to recoup.
Yeah. We'll go
All
tomorrow
right.
And your
morning.
niece, will she be looked after while we travel?
He says, well, I'm not coming with you. I'm just opening the door.
Okay.
He actually finds that quite amusing that you would think that you would. Yeah, he says, I can just open the door from one tree to another tree.
Sister Fadaver says, we were sent to help your city, and it probably wouldn't be a good idea for someone from El Terrell to accompany us. It might inhibit the great faith that we all have.
In that case, and she'll take out some rations from her bag and say, make sure she stays healthy.
We have plenty. You will need them more than Shora. Shora will be fine.
Okay.
And so you guys take a little nap.
Yeah, we take a little
Um,
nap.
A
Sister
big
Fadaver is going
nap.
to go off. Yeah, a big nap, an 8-hour nap at least.
Right.
Don't
Sister
wake me
Fadaver
up
is
in the
going to go off
morning.
into a corner, and she's going to say a prayer of her own. And she says, she asks Bestera, please help us to be able to negotiate this arrangement with Tiamat. And she says very quietly, and if someone is thinking of selling someone's soul, please give me a sign so that I'll know how to stop them. Unless that person's soul really needs to be sold, in which case I leave it to your infinite wisdom to let me know who else should be sacrificed besides me. Amen.
And you have a
Do
very
we-
pleasant dreams with that prayer.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter.
Do we know the name of that red dragonborn?
You don't.
Okay. Well, before falling asleep that evening, Morrican will offer up a prayer before falling asleep to Himina. Just thank you for bringing us to this point. Thank you for showing us. If you have any further guidance as to how we can pull this off, how we can contact this this denizen and pull Tiamat out of. He hates this whole thing, but he's asking for further guidance that he can help guide this troop.
Okay. And with that, you guys wake up refreshed. The
Side question.
yeah,
Do my wings feel stronger?
I mean, they feel more like a part of you. As far as you feel like you're more in control, kind of like a kid finding his feet, trying to walk with him.
They're just so
but
cooped up underneath this rope.
Right.
Jump off Elturel. Let's see what.
You haven't had a chance to use them a lot, and so that's kind of, you're thinking you could probably jump off this and successfully just fly to wherever you need to go. It's the worrisome thing in that, like, is lots of devils fly as well, and you could be just hang gliding your way down to the surface and be that. But no, yeah, you feel them being more natural. They feel more like your other limbs.
Do we notice her stretching them out?
She's got them under her cloak, unless she decides to,
Well, would you all wish for me to do a bit of reconnaissance first? I am quite stealthy.
Oh, you're not leaving again, are you?
I'm not leaving again. No, I was going to do a quick circle.
Yes, Aelin, that's probably wise that we keep this place safe. Why don't you scout this area? That's a good idea, Aelin.
So when you say reconnaissance, you wanting to check out Elturel, or try and go down to the surface?
Just check out Elturel.
Okay. So you're welcome to do that. You can spend a couple hours.
Yep, she's going to go up to the nearest window or balcony or wherever, and she'll put the black cloak on around her so that she's invisible as she's flying off. But
fly like an eagle.
And
make eye contact with Lavender beforehand, and just wink and flash one wing to her before she goes invisible.
So you're able to do a nice flyby over all of the city, and little has changed. It's hard to tell. You haven't had this view before, but it looks like, especially on that western side, that the tremors have done such horrible damage that it's just in shambles. You don't see any sign of any people, but you see that there are some places where there are undead that are fighting devils, and there are demons that are fighting devils. It's nothing like what you catch glimpses of down on the surface of Avernus, but yeah, skirmishes in the streets. You do still see in front of the High Hall those. Well, oh yeah, you weren't there to see that. That it is guarded by a group of legionnaires, and each holding a hellhound. They seem like they're just posted at the High Hall, like nothing goes in, nothing goes out, kind of set up. So it's pretty dire.
What's her fly speed?
Her fly speed is her walking speed. So yeah. Be able to fly at speed 6.
So a saunter.
So we're still surrounded. We're in the High Hall, right? We just got here from an underground way.
Yep.
So we're leaving these people surrounded by devils.
Yeah, but as far as they're safe in the crypt, they're as safe as they can be. The devils don't seem to be trying to make any effort to bust in, because once the city is pulled down to the surface, they're toast anyway. So
there's nothing really no point really.
Yeah.
Burn the hand.
There's no point in fighting devils in Avernus.
No, there's no point in the devils trying to bust into the crypt.
I wasn't
devils seem-
suggesting they bust in. I was suggesting we bust out and bust ahead and bust a move. Yeah.
And it still looks like
Sister Fadavera busting Dance Dance Revolution.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. If you let her fight the vampire priest, she's down. I bet she'll bounce up and down for you. But
so you return and take your rest too.
Yes.
All right. So when you guys wake up, Seltern is there, ready to go. He's packed your lunches in a bag, whatever. He's got you. They've got you with some. They've restocked all of your provisions and leads you up and out
PB&J
into
again. Jeez.
but is it a good lunch? Is it like, did mom put M&Ms in the lunch so it's not just like?
Well, everything in hell, like the M&Ms went in, but when you get them out, they're like covered in rust or something,
Hey Gizik, I'll trade you my grapes for your Twinkies.
Twinkies are the only thing that is seemingly unaffected by the.
Being not really a food item per category.
Hell doesn't know what to do with it. Like
having come from hell.
So you guys walk through the tree, and Seltern leads you through the tree, and you are teleported to a semi-forested area. It's the map that I sent you, and then about 200 feet away, you see a giant rusted monument that looks kind of like this, like horns or mandibles but it's massive. From between those two horn-like structures, there is a sphere of light, and it's so bright. It's white light, but it flashes, and when it's not quite flashing, you think you see the shimmering form of a four-legged creature within the sphere, but it's so bright that it's hard to tell. And you've been in hell. I mean, we've been in hell for a few days now, but you've never set foot on the surface of Avernus. And when you do, you are hit with waves of despair. And it's, for a second, you as you take a breath, the air is so full of like this sulfur smell and heaviness that you can't get a good clean breath. You find yourself like you just can't quite catch your breath. And immediately as you step out of that tree in the center, that you see that there are 5 creatures that are vaguely humanoid that appear to be made out of some kind of sludge that are surrounding that area, and they move to attack. And so we will start with initiative 2 weeks from tonight.
We step foot onto Avernus and sludge attacks us. It's very comforting.
So
oh goody.
Yeah.
Thank you all for the watchers. Thanks for joining us. And thanks to our cast for doing a great job. We like to end our episodes with a positive thought we call Consider This. And tonight, Lulu has our Consider This.
I do. So today's Consider This is from Cynthia Pong, who is a mental health expert, and she says we have crafted a lot of our feelings of self-worth on achievement, accomplishment, and being prolific in all that we do. If you take that away, it is hard to deal with. And it was part of an article about her talking about taking away that pressure to be productive and to better yourself during this quarantine time. And I think that is really important to reflect on, that it's not so much about pushing yourself 24/7. You've got time now to actually rest and relax and do something you enjoy again.
It's great. Anybody have anything to add?
I don't know if there's really much to add that doesn't cover already, but I suppose even if you are still having to go to work or study during this time, just remember to be kind to yourself and be gentle. Take things one day at a time, and just understand that one person is not a fortress. It's okay to ask for help if you need it. I think a lot of people, most of us, are struggling at the moment. So don't be afraid to reach out to someone if you need it.
Like that, I'll mention something that I see Scarlett always doing on Twitter. I don't know why people get onto Twitter to announce sometimes the horrible things that I find it odd with it not being a living person. But Scarlett is always telling people they're valid, which is something that I really like. So I'm tooting your horn for you, Moth, because you do for yourself. And I think that while we don't always agree on what we think is valid, I love the fact that she's constantly telling people they are worth something, no matter what they might feel at the time, because we get inside of our heads and we fake ourselves out, and we start thinking like you said, Lulu, that our worth as people is attached to our accomplishments, and it's not. I mean, and the thing that I tell my kids is, if your self-worth is tied up in the outside of the world, then the outside of the world can control your self-worth. And so we have to believe and actually have faith that no matter what we are and no matter what mistakes we might make, that our lives have worth. And I really do believe that. I really believe everyone's life has great worth.
To be a bit personal for a moment, Easter has in recent years taken on a different kind of symbolism for me, as 2 years ago I spent Easter in hospital after being quite a sorry state and not wanting to continue. So that was the safest place for me. But after that, it did help me to then want to figure out my life, and it made me realize a lot of things, that you're not alone, no matter how much you think you are. And I mean, you can always have another chance to set things right or to forge your own path. When one door closes, another opens. And that's why I often like to tell people that they are worthy, that they are kind, and they are deserving of love, because I think that everyone needs to hear that at some point in their life. And if I can help people, then I hope that they will then do the same for others, because we're all here, we're all human, we've only got each other.
Love you, Jeff.
Yep, thanks.
Hey, no problem. That's what I'm here for.
Well,
You're
thanks,
okay, man.
Thanks for that, guys. You're okay, man.
Love you, Matt, even though you are a ginger.
It's true. I know. It's true. I'm the only one here in the stream whose soul is questionable. That's not...
I say that
That's why
just
he's
'cause I'm
so
jealous
against
of your.
selling it.
I'm just jealous of your red hair.
It brings me joy to see humor. Well, thank you for joining us.
Yeah. You guys have a good night. We'll join us a week from tonight with our Sword Hunters stream, and 2 weeks from tonight we'll be back with our Chain Breakers.
Yeah, you're setting the bar really high for me now. Next week when I DM, I'm gonna have to put some terrible choice in front of all of them. There's not someone's.
Well,
yeah. No pressure.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Peace.
Good night.
Thanks, guys. We'll see ya.